welcome you with us here in business today. I'm Aabha Bakaya. Let's take a look at how the market setup is this Thursday morning. We've got lots in store with Trump signing the deal that now ends the government shutdown. That's of course critical. There's a lot of other news flow also out of the US, and we'll track that for you. Markets overnight were quiet but steady, and Asia this morning also will pull up for you in just a moment. So it seems like we're steady on start. But let's go across to Shailendra Bhatnagar, who's also joining us this morning. Shail, slightly mixed cues from global markets, but it's fairly even Steven both ways. Are we also set for a sideways start?
Absolutely, Aabha. A very good morning to you and all our viewers. This is a day of retrospection, inspection, as also consolidation. We've had a 4-day rally in which the Nifty shot up about 400 points. Tomorrow is the counting day for electoral votes in Bihar. So today and tomorrow, till the distance is clear of the NDA victory, you will see the markets in a sideways zone. But Aabha, what is really happening is that lots of sectors across the board are coming up. Look at how commodities are shaping up, HPCL, BPCL, RIL in particular. Look at the strength that is coming into tourism, consumption, mid and small cap healthcare. So while the Nifty consolidates for the next 5-7 hours or so, you will see many small caps and mid caps join the rally. A day of pause today, but tomorrow, if the polls are correct, you will see 26,100 being taken out. Aabha.
Okay, well, I was going to ask you that, Shail, because yesterday we saw so much momentum in the market and we attributed that to the polls, right? And today it's a little quiet. So,
yes.
I mean, is it also just a wait and watch mode now, or were we also perhaps driven a little bit by earnings? We're still waiting for the US news to also play out. Perhaps that'll lead to some kind of shift on opening, or do you feel the markets have kind of priced that in?
Aabha, there is a record high on the Dow today, so that's a positive signal that's coming in from Wall Street. The shutdown is ending, so overall the situation remains positive for bulls as far as Asia and India is concerned. But like I said, a 4-day rally, a major event tomorrow, this is something to be waited upon. Of course, young bulls and young traders may want to take a long one ahead of 25,815, but the opening itself is telling you 47-48 points lower. It's going to be a day of caution, a day of digesting the gains, and a day of consolidation. But overall picture is strong. 28,300, my apologies, 26,300, 26,100 is coming.
But I'm going to argue with you here, Shail. I mean, we didn't see such tremendous gains that the markets have to digest them. You promised 26,000 and we're just at 25,850. So, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Tell me.
You said 26,100. So when are we going to hit it?
I am convinced that we are moving towards a record high on the Nifty. So 26,217 will be taken out. It will take some time, Aabha. I think early week of December, we'll be having an early Christmas, if not towards the late part of November. Everything is good, but markets move in steps. A 4-day rally needs to be digested ahead of a major event. So 26,100 is open, 26,300 is also open on the Nifty, but maybe a day of rest on Thursday.
Okay, fine. I will try to attempt to digest that argument. But let's take a look at some of the newsmakers. Tata Steel's up 4%. Asian Paints, I mean, this is of course on yesterday's close. But remember, Asian Paints, of course, we saw earnings action, and Tata Steel also. Lots of brokerage calls coming in on that particular counter. Again, earnings were good and surpassed estimates, so that was the trigger coming in there as well on Tata Steel. Any quick view on that one, Shail? Because I know we've been tracking metals overall, but Tata Steel in particular, and from the metals pack, of course, and the smaller ones, Lloyd Metals also saw good numbers. So clearly, at least earnings are matching up to the kind of price movement we've been seeing on some of these counters.
Yes, absolutely, Aabha. But the focus remains on public sector metal companies like NMDC, as also on the earlier favorites Nalco and Hindalco. Tata Steel hasn't done much. It has a weak daily chart. It's testing 21 EMA. I don't have much hope on Tata Steel, but longer term metals, especially aluminium and especially PSU metals, are looking very, very good. Aabha.
All right, we've got Rajesh Palvia joining us this morning. Rajesh, good to have you with us. Let's take a talk check from you first on how you're feeling the markets are placed. We are watching out for the Bihar results, of course. We've got some good news coming in on the US government shutdown ending. So what do you feel? Will markets be in a buoyant mood today and tomorrow? I know it's very short term that we're asking you on. We're just trying to understand how we'll move ahead to new highs from here.
Good morning, Aabha. Good morning, Shelji. So, looking at the broader market really in the previous trading session, we believe that this upward momentum may continue further. Maybe we could see some resistance or supply zone at around 26,000, which is the immediate major call concentration area based on the derivative data. Even in the previous day, also the call writers were active at 26,000 strikes. So I think these level may act as a major supply zone. And once we able to take out 26,000, I think this really can extend further. As what has happened in last couple of week, like most of the sectors where there was consolidation are now managed to give breakout on the near term as well as on the short term chart. And earning season is also going well in line with the expectation. There is no major disappointment from the earning season also. So I think the market is now gaining the confidence, and again as US government is again going to reopen. So this is again the positive news flow from the global front also, and global markets are also showing a sign of strength. So we believe that our market may also follow the same trajectory, and we could see a breakout about 26,000 in next couple of trading session, and possible really towards 26 200 300 we could see in the coming weeks. On the downside, 25,750 needs to keep as a stop loss if you are carrying your long position. Even in minor decline also you can add more position as the major put based concentration is placed at those area. Bank Nifty is looking more positive compared to the Nifty at this juncture. Most of the PSU bank as well as private banks are supporting this really. Even NBFC basket is also showing sign of strength. So we believe that banking and NBFC, these two space may continue further, and once Bank Nifty manages to cross above 58,400, I think here we could see a good amount of short covering and possible extension of rally towards 58,700, 800 we could see in very short period of time. So here also one can deploy long trade in any minor decline, keep stop loss towards 58,000 to buy and accumulate a Bank Nifty also.
Namaste Rajesh ji, a very warm welcome. As always, it's such a pleasure to host you. A view that you would want to share on Reliance. This has been one of the strengths of the Nifty over the last maybe 2 weeks or so. What are the charts telling you?
So if I analyze Reliance, so I think the both sector like oil and gas sector as well as telecom, both sectors are showing sign of strength, and Reliance is representing both the sectors. So looking at the strength in the sector specific, I think Reliance is also exhibiting the same kind of traction, and the way stock is now managed to cross 1500 level. So I think if it's continues to trade above 1500 mark, I think we could see another leg of rally towards 1540, 1550 in the near term perspective. So that's the target where one can project for Reliance at this juncture, looking at the near term breakout. On the downside, one needs to keep stop loss towards 1485 to buy and accumulate Reliance Industry.
Okay, good strong move on RIL this week. Asian Paints, I just want to get your view on that. Slightly mixed views coming in on numbers, citing major competition in the paint segment. It's always been a steady sort of component when it comes to the index. 3% up on earnings. Don't really see any problem there. But what's your view?
So, Abha, Asian Paint was underperforming since last couple of months, but the kind of breakout which we are observing on monthly chart, which clearly shows that now stock is giving a sign of bottoming out on the long-term chart also. The way stock managed to give breakout of almost 8 to 12 month consolidation range with strong volume action. So we believe that on the technical front now stock is looking bullish on the near term as well as on the short term chart. So 2730 is the important level to watch for Asian Paint till this stock is managed to hold these level. I think we could see another leg of rally towards 2950 even 3000 kind of zone also for Asian Paint. So stock is looking attractive on the near term short term. I think one can hold the position. Trailing stop loss one needs to trail around 2790 now to carry the position. Possible rally towards 2950 3000 we could see in next couple of week.
All right, now a big cabinet boost coming in for India's mineral and export sectors. Ashwini Vaishnav, in fact, has said the cabinet will clear an additional 20% credit support to help exporters tackle global challenges. And this, of course, will help to strengthen India's mineral security, export resilience. Lots of key reforms have been approved in the critical mineral policy. Let's listen in.
क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स देश में ऐसे हैं अवेलेबल जिनके रॉयल्टी के स्ट्रक्चर को चेंज करने की ज़रूरत थी. बहुत ज़्यादा हाई रॉयल्टी इम्पोज करके रखी हुई थी, उनको रिड्यूस किया गया. पहला है ग्रेफाइट, दूसरा है जिरकोनियम, तीसरा है रूबीडियम और चौथा है सीजियम. इन तीनों पे आज कैबिनेट में फैसला हुआ कि इनके ऊपर जो रॉयल्टी है वो रिड्यूस की जाएगी, जिससे कि इनका प्रोडक्शन बढ़े. और ये सारे के सारे ऐसे एलिमेंट्स हैं जिसका देश में बहुत उपयोग है, खासकर इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल इंडस्ट्री, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री और स्ट्रैटेजिक सेक्टर्स में, सब में इनका बहुत उपयोग है. तो ये जो फैसला लिया गया है आज, उससे जो नए ब्लॉक्स अभी ऑक्शन होने वाले हैं, ग्रेफाइट, जिरकोनियम, रूबीडियम और सीजियम के नए ब्लॉक्स जो ऑक्शन होने वाले हैं, उसमें अच्छा पार्टिसिपेशन भी आएगा और ओवरऑल प्रोडक्शन को इंक्रीज करने में इससे मदद मिलेगी. ओवरऑल इसके लिए लॉ को अमेंड करने की ज़रूरत, केवल स्केड्यूल को अमेंड करने की ज़रूरत है. लॉ के मेन टेक्स्ट में अमेंडमेंट की ज़रूरत नहीं है. जिस तरह का आज ग्लोबल एनवायरनमेंट है, जियो इकोनॉमिक एनवायरनमेंट है, जिसमें कुछ देश अपनी पॉलिसीज़ के कारण बाकी देशों पे तकलीफ़ ला रहे हैं, तो उन सब तकलीफ़ों से हमारे एक्सपोर्टर्स को कैसे हम प्रोटेक्शन दे सकें, वो इस स्कीम में 20,000 करोड़ रुपीस की इस स्कीम में है. ये है एडिशनल क्रेडिट सपोर्ट फॉर एक्सपोर्टर्स एंड स्पेशली दी एमएसएमईज. बहुत डीप कंसल्टेशन हुआ है पिछले 1-1.5 महीने में, जिसमें फिनेंस मिनिस्ट्री, इंडस्ट्री मिनिस्ट्री, कॉमर्स मिनिस्ट्री और रेलेवेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स सब ने मिलके एक्सपोर्टर्स के साथ बातचीत की है. तो उन सब का बहुत क्लियर एक रिकमेंडेशन आया था कि जो क्रेडिट की अमाउंट है और जो क्रेडिट का पीरियड है और जो क्रेडिट का कॉस्ट है, उसको सिग्निफिकेंटली रिड्यूस करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट स्टेप ले. तो इसके लिए आज 20,000 करोड़ रुपीस का एक नई स्कीम चालू की गई है, जिसमें एडिशनल 20% क्रेडिट कैपिटल, एडिशनल वर्किंग कैपिटल 20% दिया जाएगा एक्सपोर्टर्स.
All right, so that's the latest there. We're just counting down to opening now. A few seconds to go to see how markets kickstart for the day. Lots of other earnings reaction, of course. We've got a whole host of stocks from Endurance to Pfizer, Prestigious States, all seeing earnings reactions today. Honasa seen a decent set of numbers, revenue up 16%. So let's keep that one on our radar as well. Let's pull up those opening ticks. Just flat, minor downtick coming in at this point of time. 25861 on your screen. Let's pull up some of those losers and gainers. Bank seeing a little bit of pressure this morning, down about 0.2% there. We've also got okay, on the upside, as we were discussing, Asian Paints, Tata Steel, these are all earnings reactions. Bharti has been steadily moving. We'll come back and talk about that in a moment. Adani Enterprises, news buzz this week. Hindalco is continuing to look steady. But banks and financials, that's where a lot of pressure is coming from. Stocks like BEL also seeing some profit booking. RIL is cooling off today as well. So that's really telling you where the pressure on the index is coming from this morning. RIL, SBI, Access, HDFC. So you've got some of those key names, all of them in the red, just marginally so. And IT also not participating. It was yesterday, today is quiet. So therefore, nothing really contributing to as a sort of upward move on the index. In fact, the Nifty IT is down 0.4% right now. So that's where some of that heavy pressure is coming from. Auto also in the red today. It's otherwise been, pretty much steady. Some green spot in pharma. Let's take a look. Maybe it's Biocon that's moving there. We've also had numbers come in from a Pfizer, for instance. So let's see what's moving when it comes to the pharma pack. And metals, of course, stay intact. Tata Steel is on the move today post earnings. We've also got Hindalco and some of the other majors that continue to be on track as well. Shel, what are you tracking?
Well, Aabha, to begin with, a mild downtick on the Nifty, only to be expected. This is the consolidation phase that we are in after a 4-day rally. IT also taking a breather after 3 stunning days of equally strong returns. Overall, the advanced decline is flat to static, nothing much to talk about. Metals taking it away after the statement that has come in from Cabinet Minister Mr. Vaishnav. So the top gainer 1% higher, 10,647 on the index, and Tata Steel helping it 1.8% up. It's metals all the way. Look at Vedanta, 1.7% higher, 528.9. Hind Copper in the green. You have a lot of moves which are coming into the metal space, which actually is in strength. Look at Asian Paints. The worst seems to be over, 28.94, 5% higher. That's a big move that's coming into a large cap stock. Let's get Rajesh ji's view on Tata Steel and Asian Paints.
Yeah, definitely. So, Shalji, metal is a space where continuity of uptrend is there, and most of the metal stocks are holding the ground at higher level. Most of the stocks managed to give breakout on the long consolidation on weekly as well as on the monthly charts, and so we do hold our bullish stance on the, especially in the metal space. So, I think if I analyze Tata Steel, so we have seen a strong rally in last couple of weeks. Some profit taking is taking place at higher level. 185, 186 is the immediate hurdle for the counter for this rally. Once a stock manages to cross above 185 zone, I think continuation of uptrend would be there, as stock is still struggling to cross its June 2024 swing high, which was at around 185 zone. So if at all stock crosses those level, I think there would be a breakout on the long term chart, and then extension of rally towards 195, even 200 we could see for Tata Steel. So metal is looking promising again from that same space. Vedanta is also showing sign of strength. So one can focus some of the stocks like National Aluminum, Tata Steel, Vedanta, Hindustan Zinc. All these stocks are still holding the strength on the near term structure. So we hold a bullish view for this sector, and we could see another 2 to 3% kind of up move from the current level for most of these stocks.
Okay, lots of action in the broader markets. Let's pull up some of those names. Cochin Shipyard is down. Let's pull that up for you. This is results impact through and through on Cochin. Profit down 43%, provisions quadrupling. Let's pull up that stock for you. 5% on a Cochin Shipyard. In fact, all the defense stocks are cooling off this morning. So, clearly some profit booking coming in there. We've got, a huge cool off happening there. HAL is down 1.5%. We'll pull up some of the other names for you as well. But across, we're seeing that tapering coming in. Now, if you see some of the others, we've got Prestige reacting to numbers. So Prestige, remember, EBITDA up 44%, margins at 37 versus 27%, which is a fantastic move. Again, everything in realty has been standing out. So 2.5% on a Prestige. Honasa, I want to bring up Honasa because look at those numbers. Fabulous numbers, and investing in new divisions now in the premium segment. and the market is just loving it. 7% higher on a Honasa today, so that's looking really good as well. Arthur Energy, let's pull that up for you because we're seeing a 4% on an Arthur this morning. That's also a pretty big move coming in. 3% now, and so it has been actually moving over the last 2-3 sessions. The market seems assured by the numbers, the outlook. We've also got Grow up 4%. So a lot of these new age counters, look at Honasa, Arthur, Grow, they're all seeing fantastic movement at this point of time. Grow is up 3% as well. It listed just yesterday and the markets are just loving this play. So that's on Grow. And so we've got, all of these names, and Asian Paints, Tata Steel from the, of course, heavyweight. So Grow, remember 136, it listed at 112. It's at 136 right now. So this is a one at least that's completely reversing the trend that we've otherwise been seeing on some of the other tech majors who struggle to make it back to listing price after hefty premiums. Grow seems to be very, very steady and on track when it comes to delivering on value. 135 on a Grow. I know these are very recent stocks, Rajesh, but anything you want to add on a Honasa or a Grow?
So Aabha, Grow is directly linked with the capital market theme, and most of the capital market related stocks have done well in last couple of days, be it BSC, Angel One, CDSL, all these stocks have shown good amount of rally, and the same kind of behavior post listing in Grow we are seeing. And the way buying interest was there in the previous day as well as in today's session also, I think the whole, again, the sentiment is looking bullish for this sector. So I think continuity of uptrend would be there in most of these stocks. So again,
Recording stopped.
Grow is having very limited data, so I can't comment on what could be the target. But clearly, this theme we like at this juncture. BSC, Angel One, and CDSL are our choice based on the near-term breakout. Again, Grow one can continue as the buying interest is still there. So keep trailing the stop loss. That's the strategy one can adopt. But again, on the Honasa, if I try to analyze this stock, there is a gap up opening. Stock now managed to cross 50-day moving average. Looking at the breakout in opening itself, 295 is important level now. If it's sustained about 295, some follow-up buying action would be there. And then near-term chart would attract more buying action. So 296, 295 needs to keep as a stop loss. On the higher side, could be next target could be around 310 to 315.
New highs in the market. Vedant 527 from the metal space, taking it away in terms of strength. Sirma from the EMS space doing pretty well. 881, the intraday high was 902, which marks a record move on this particular stock. In terms of volume buzzers, Aabha has already marked Honasa 7.6% higher. Massive volumes, 6 times the 5-day average. Pfizer is doing immensely well, 6% higher, 5301. And of course, you have RK Forging, which is 5.9% higher on strong volumes. Taking it away, Asian Paints, you have a strong move coming into Tata Steel, and of course Century Ply. So these are volume buzzers with gains in the first 10 odd minutes of trade. Nifty down 50, Nifty Bank down 50, IT index down 270 points. We'll be welcoming Mitesh Panchal shortly, and of course wait for the first 15-minute candle on the Nifty to check what the day might look like. Aabha.
All right. Let's look at some of these other picks in the broader market. Silver bees, let's pull that up for you. 5% on a silver bees. I'm actually just looking up what this counter does exactly because, okay, that's of course the silver play coming in there. But it's looking good, and that continues to be a theme that's playing out as well. I want to actually just, and the Nippon silver is also up about 4% right now. Rajesh, it seems to be a theme that's continuing to play out. It's not died as we thought post a festive season. Are you also continuing to track some of the action on this front?
So I think the way gold and silvers have moved up in again, in last couple of days, and silver again, managed to move back beyond $50. So I think if it's sustainable $50, I think the traction would be there on the buying side. And the way most of the silver bees again, silver ETFs are attracted, the same behavior kind of buying action. So I think yes, one should remain on the long side of trade for this silver bees as well as silver ETF, as the silver is looking attractive, and we believe that the way silver is now trading around 1,64,000. So I think we may see another leg of rally towards 1,75,000, even 1,80,000 for silver. So yes, one can continue with the silver bees as well as silver ETFs listed on the exchanges. So we could see another 2 to 3% kind of up move in coming days for silver itself. So silver bees will follow the same kind of a price behavior in the coming days also.
Okay.
926, ladies and gentlemen, the Nifty bouncing from its intraday low, trying to sort of surface back in the green. 25,872 for you. The Nifty Bank already in the green. So this mild dip in the market is getting purchased. What's looking good on the terms of new highs is Parag Milk. Remember, it rose 5% yesterday. Strong gains coming in today, 2.8% higher. From the auto ancillary space, you have PM Industries, 5.7% higher. And the star of the day, Aabha, will be a rainbow of colors, Asian Paints.
It really is. And it's nice to see. It's always been a market favorite. I'm sure it can withstand the competition. 3% higher on an Asian Paints. I want to talk about real estate, and this is one of my favorites, just because the kind of action we're seeing there right now across those real estate plays, Rajesh. If you had to pick one, which one would it be? We've seen phenomenal numbers across the back.
So I think yes, from real estate space, we believe that the consolidation is happening, and the way most of the stocks are consolidating, I think we could see a good rally to unfold in most of the counter, be it DLF, Oberoi Realty, or Prestige State. If I have to select one counter, I think I would go with the Prestige State. The way stock is consolidating on a weekly chart, stock is poised for giving a breakout on a weekly chart, and once stock manages to cross above 1780, 1790 zone, I think we could see a good rally to unfold in this counter, and then possible rally towards 1880, even 1950 kind of zone we could see in this counter. So Prestige State is looking attractive from this pack. Again, most of the stocks, other stocks like DLF, Godrej Property, Oberoi Realty, Lodha, all these stocks are also consolidating. I think waiting for some trigger to give breakout, and looking at the price behavior, we believe that yes, in the near future we could see a breakout on the higher side, and here also 4 to 5% really cannot be ruled out.
Okay, thanks so much for joining us this morning, Rajesh. Silver and gold back in action, as we've been seeing on the screens. We've got MCX gold up close to 0.5%. We've got silver up 3%. We've been talking about that. The Nippon ETF also zooming on that. Then, if we go further, we've got, let's take a look at data patterns. Let's pull that one up for you. Profit up 62% on a data pattern. Some of these numbers this time around are absolutely astounding. This is also a defense play, a vertically integrated defense play. Net profit on strategic contracts. So, I mean, if we're looking at defense being an opportunity, here's one to look at. 8% higher. The order book now at 700 crores and an additional 500 crores in negotiations still waiting to be received. So, I mean, that's why the stock is zooming. Of course, there will be various views on the landscape, and perhaps we're still waiting on some of those negotiations to translate. So always two sides of the coin, but clearly some amount of a shift in momentum and the way the stock is being perceived. 8% higher on a data pattern. Let me welcome in Mitesh Panchal now. Mitesh, good morning. We're looking at some of these defense plays, and while there's some cool off today, we're just looking at something like a data pattern that's like zooming. And we've been talking about the larger structural shift towards looking at these counters as a key opportunity. What's your view when it comes to the pack and your picks in the space as well?
Yeah, so good morning, Aabha. Good morning, Shailji. Good morning to all the viewers. So, yes, the space is coming back, but I think where we are comfortable within this space is Muscat Dock and Garden Rich Shipbuilders and Kochi Shipyards. I think these are the stocks where we are seeing a good momentum going forward. So, I think going forward, yes, buying attraction will come back. As far as Muscat Dock is concerned, we are of the view that at 27801 can go long with a stop of 2700 for the potential target of 2953,000. Apart from this, about two business group are looking pretty interesting on the chart. First is the entire Tata group and second is the entire Adani group. So within the Tata group, if you see two stocks are stand out for us as of now. First is Tata Technology and second is Tata Steel. So these are the two stocks which we are picking up from the Tata pack. And as far as the entire Adani pack is concerned, I think one should go long with two prominent companies of that group, that is Adani Port and Adani Enterprise. So these are the four stocks, two groups which are looking promising as of now, technically.
A very good morning to you, Miteshji. As always, a warm welcome. A pleasure to host you. Metals are doing immensely well. A record high on Vedant after many months. A view on the metal space and what do you like?
Absolutely, yes, Shailji. When you are not there, we and Sakshi has discussed this space at length. And not only just metal, it's all about commodities for the year 2025-26. That's what we believe. So there is a very strong attraction with respect to commodities going forward. So the sugar, the fertilizer, the metals will shine up. But especially about metals, yes, we are of the view that two stocks stand out for this. First is Tata Steel. We are of the view that with a 161 can go long in Tata Steel for the potential target of 210, 220. Above 190, there will be a re-rating in the stock, and sooner than later, we will see 220, 230 in the stock. Second, what we like is from the PSU basket, that is SAIL. If you look at the chart pattern of Steel Authority of India, after a long consolidation, SELG on a monthly, on a quarterly chart, it has crossed 130. So now above 130, there will be a re-rating. We are expecting stock to test 180, 200. So Tata Steel followed by SAIL are our two preferred picks from the metal basket.
Okay, so that's on metals. Should we get your view on Reliance, Mitesh? A good strong move we saw yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. So even if you look at the chart pattern of Reliance, I mean, above 1500, it is showing attraction since last 2 days. On a 60-minute chart, it is forming high top, high bottom formation. What we are looking at Aabha here is a conditional buy. Above 1550, that is 1550, there will be a strong breakout based on daily chart, and after that we may get an extension of the trend in which 1650, 1700 is possible in next 1 to 3 months. So yes, above 1550, it's a clear buy.
$9.33, the first 15 minutes are set, and the Nifty's bounced from an intraday low, which is a very positive sign. Metals are taking it away, Aabha, in terms of the sectoral performance. Of course, the index is the top performer, now 1.5% higher. Aluminium, copper, precious metals, plus the government tailwind that you mentioned from Cabinet Minister Mr. Vaishnav, all of them are now in strength. 1600 shares in the green, 900 are in the red. In terms of all-time highs, we still have Vedant. Let's get a view in from Miteshji on Vedant. Also on a fresh high is National Aluminium and an old world favorite, Ashok Leyland. A view on Vedanta, Miteshji.
Yes. Yeah, so Shailji, if you look at the quarterly chart pattern of Vedanta, For the quarter ending September 2024 and December 2024, stock has made a high of 523 to be very precise. And now going forward, stock is likely to trade above this level. So I think the quarterly high has been taken out. So going forward, stock will enter into a new trading range between 650 to 700 is the minimum target which we can accept in the next 3 to 6 months. Again, for this rally to play out, advisable to play this rally with a trailing stop loss so that we can get the maximum upside. About Ashok Leyland, again, stock was trading in a broad range for the quarter ending September 2004 to the quarter ending September 2025. So for a year, the stock was consolidating in a broad range between 96 on the downside and 144 on the upside. Now, since the stock is trading at a lifetime high, we are of the view that going forward, stock will enter into a new trading range and test around 180 to 190 levels. So again, in the Ashok Leyland, advisable to play the entire rally with a trailing stop loss strategy.
Okay, that's Ashok Leyland. Let's, in fact, great numbers coming in there. How would you pip a Tata Motors to an Ashok Leyland right now? Mitesh, if I had to make you pick.
Okay, so within that, definitely attraction goes to Ashok Leyland only because it's a clear-cut breakout heart of higher bottom formation. For Tata Motors, it will taste the patience going forward, and unless and until if the stock is not coming out of its long-term resistance levels of 450, stock will not perform. So after the split, now Tata Motor need to cross that 450 level, which is approximately 11 to 12% from here on. But the clear-cut breakout is visible in Ashok Leyland. So as compared to Tata Motors, I will buy Ashok Leyland at the current level.
Aabha, we look at the tourism space. This is perking up really well in the market. Very strong gains coming into Indigo 5867. And one favorite of the market, which is now showing all signs of coming back into action, is Indian Hotels. This is a stock which runs India's largest chain of hotels and has corrected fairly sharply in the most recent environment. A strong move coming in today. Mitesh ji, medium-term view on Indian Hotels?
Yeah, so Indian Hotel has recently made a bottom at the level of 672 to 680. So definitely with a stop of 670, one can go long. The medium term view suggests that the stock likely to test its intermediate high of around 812. So yes, with a stop of 670, one can go long for the potential target of 812.
That's on Indian Hotels. What else from the broader markets are you looking at, Mitesh?
From the broader market, Aabha, what is looking promising is the PSU Bank again. After a consolidation, I think that banks will once again come back, and the big boy SBI will sooner than later cross 1000 level. So we are absolutely bullish on the PSU banks now. Apart from that, what is looking pretty interesting as of now is the realty stock. So two stocks stand out for us. First is the DLF. By the time I speak, it's hitting a new high. So at 773, it's a buy with a stop of 760 for the potential target of 800, 820. And second stock which we like from the current space is Godrej Properties at 2200. With a stop of 2150, one can go long for the potential target of 2350, 2400. So PSU Bank is looking promising, and from the reality, two stocks, DLF and Godrej Properties, looking promising.
940 almost, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting a consolidated view on the Nifty, moving between gains and losses. Remember, today is also the weekly expiry of the Sensex, so you will see mild selling pressure, mild profit booking after a 4-day rise. But the broader markets, Aabha, in top shape. I know I seem to be repeating myself, but Hindustan Zinc now. You mentioned the silver move. Remember, Hindustan Zinc is India's largest producer of silver as well. A strong move coming in after a much needed consolidation phase, and there you have it in front of you. 498. The most recent high was 526. So this is a swing trade in the making. A view, Mitesh ji, on Hindustan Zinc.
Yeah, so Hindustan Zinc at 449, it's a heart of higher bottom formation on any chart that is on a weekly or a monthly. So definitely advocate to buy even after 3.5% upside. Going forward, the stock likely to enter into a new trajectory between 550 to 600. Should have a deeper stop loss of 470. It will work out. The immediate initial target is 520, 550, followed by 580 and 600.
Okay, Ola Electric down about 2.5, almost 3% right now. Meanwhile, we've got Arthur that's moving up, and we've been doing this comparison, Mitesh, because the valuations when it comes to Arthur are looking better. Ola, of course, lots of debt on its books, continuing to fundraise to fund its expansion and no clear strategy, whereas Arthur's up 4% today. Numbers also have been decent. Clearly, it's a story of markets seem to like a bit better. What's your view?
Okay, so as far as Ether is concerned, yeah, after hitting a recent high of around 790 since last 3 quarters, stock is showing a lot of lower bottom formation. Since last 3 weeks, stock is showing lower top, lower bottom formation. So I think we need to wait. It's a conditional buy above 708. So if the stock crosses 708, then only you can afford to buy. Otherwise, we are of the view that there are strong possibilities for the stock to test sub 600 levels.
Gold and silver, Mitesh, let's talk about that. Continuing to see a move coming in there. We've got the Nippon ETF also moving nicely this morning. We've been tracking that play. Are you still bullish, or would you say there's, we've talked about metals, of course, but on the precious metal play, are you looking at that beyond festive season?
Yeah, so we consider that as an asset class only. So for us, the rally is over above at around 1,50,000 rupees. So anything above 1,50,000 rupees is a bonus. So we request all the people who are holding, or the investors who are holding silver and gold. The biggest misconception is that what you are consuming, that you are also treating as an asset class, right? So this, if you have invested this with a view of making money or return out of this asset class, then you should approach it with that perspective only. And with that respect, we are of the view that I think you should have a trailing stop loss strategy in the place at 1,64,000. You should have a clear-cut target in your mind, whether at 150 you will get out or 140 you will get out. Because remember one thing, that silver and gold rally will come once in 4-5 years. Right. So if you trap at a wrong place, probably you will have to wait for at least 5 to 6 years to get out of that asset class. So for the next 5 to 6 years, it might happen that it will yield a negative return. So far, our target has achieved. So we are not looking anything meaningful from here. It might taste 180, it might taste 2 lakh rupees. We don't know. But as of now, we are completely out of that asset class. We have booked the profit and get out of the asset class.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 9:43, the first half hour of the market is now getting absorbed by traders and investors. Remember, tomorrow is the counting for Bihar elections. The market priced an NDA victory over the last 3 trading sessions. Let's hope that the actual numbers reflect that enthusiasm. Otherwise, you will have a massive selling move coming in. Today, the story is dominated by metals. Some part of defense is also coming back into action. Result-oriented stocks such as Asian Paints, such as Torrent Power, such as Tata Steel are doing immensely well. So it's a story of individual stock performance rather than the broader market, which in any case has risen for the last 4 trading sessions. Anything that you would like to add, Mitesh ji, on the overall sentiment on the Lal Street?
Yeah, so 2 things. I think within the auto, Eicher Motor is looking pretty promising at 6,932. So with a stop of 6,800, one can go off for the potential target of 7,100, 7,200. Second, after long consolidation, I think high beta counter IEX is again looking pretty promising at 140. So with a deeper stop loss of 130, one can go long in IEX at the current level for their potential target of 160 and 170. I think the re-rating will sooner than later starts in IEX.
Okay, just one last question on Bellrise Industries. 80% jump in profit. It's again auto components, but what a phenomenal move this counter is seeing. And look at the stock price today. Auto components, and in particular Bellrise, if you have looked at it recently, Mitesh.
No,
Just
within the
post
auto
IPO,
component,
yeah.
yeah. So within the auto component part, we are not bullish. As I said, on the auto part, we are bullish only on two stocks, particularly. First is Maruti and second is Eicher Motor. But if you're talking about VEL rise, I think at 7%, if you're holding it, book the profit. There are strong chances that we may see the stock again back to 140, 150 level.
All right. That's on Bellrise. Lots of action to track there from the auto components, and I know Mitesh not too bullish on that, but the stocks definitely have been moving. All right, thanks so much for joining us this morning, Mitesh. I think that's where we're going to leave the show for now. But Shell, lots to talk about, even if the index is still waiting for something. But lots of earnings traction, lots of themes that are playing out. It's looking pretty interesting.
Yes, Aabha, and you have to hold me on the new high and the 26,100 that I've been talking about ad nauseum over the last so many days. Trust me, that is coming, and trust me, all is well in the world of stocks as far as Dalal Street is concerned. Nice traction coming in from Wall Street, and of course, we ain't doing too bad ourselves. 29,000 crores worth of SIPs coming in on a monthly basis. That itself is, a lot of buying support for the market.
All right. Thanks for joining us this morning, and do stay tuned. Lots more coming up.